The meeting will please come to order. Good evening, everyone. Today is Thursday, March the 6th. I am Terri Congo, President of Wilmington City Council. And as always, on behalf of all of my colleagues, we really appreciate everyone who is here with us in council chambers, as well as those who are with us virtually. We will start with our opening prayer by Marielena Rivera.
Heavenly Father, we have assembled to handle the affairs of our city. As we do so, we ask for your guidance and understanding. We pray that our city reaches a place of peace and safety. Keep us out of harm's way and bless those who are in authority. Let respect be key in all our endeavors. Padre Celestial, nos hemos reunido para manejar los asuntos de nuestra ciudad. Al hacerlo, le pedimos su orientación y comprensión. Oramos para que nuestra ciudad alcance un lugar de paz y seguridad, que nos mantenga fuera del peligro y bendecir a los que están en autoridad. Que el respeto sea clave en todos nuestros esfuerzos. Amén.
Amen. And now we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Here.
Councilwoman Darby? Councilwoman Oliver?
Present.
Councilwoman Harlee?
Present.
Councilwoman WeLoveU?
Here.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Here.
Councilman Johnson?
Here.
Councilman Field? Councilwoman Bracy?
Present.
Councilwoman Cabrera? Councilman Hackett?
Here.
Councilman Spadola? President Congo?
Here.
9 present and 4 absent.
Thank you. Councilmember Field did ask to be excused. This time we will have the reading of the minutes from our previous meetings.
Wilmington City Council, Wilmington, Delaware, February 20th, 2025. City Council met in regular session with remote participation on the above date at 6:32 p.m. President Ernest M. Congo II presiding.
I move the minutes be accepted as written.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second the minutes be accepted as written. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
February 27, 2025, City Council met in regular session with remote participation on the above date at 6:30 p.m. President Ernest M. Congo II presiding. The opening prayer was done by Marielena Rivera, Deputy City Clerk. The Pledge of Allegiance was
I
recited
move
by
that
council.
those minutes be accepted as written.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second those minutes be accepted as written. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. At this time, we do have one committee report, but it will be read during public hearing. Now we will have our city treasurer's report.
March 6, 2025, total investments, $505,215,234.12. Total cash on hand, $14,352,764.34. Grand total, $519,567,998.46. Submitted, City Treasurer Dwayne Sims.
Mr. President, I move the treasurer's report be received, recorded, and filed.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second the report be received, recorded, and filed. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. I'll accept the motion to move to accept all non-legislative business.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to accept all non-legislative business. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. At this time, we will move to our recognition resolutions. Councilmember McCoy.
Thank you, Mr. President. And if I can have Dr. Velma Scattleberry White to meet me at the podium. Did you have anyone else who wanted to okay. Okay. Now this recognition is from all council, and it's because March is Women's History Month. All right, where is the sense of City Council to recognize and acknowledge the significance of the month of March as Women's History Month? And whereas Women's History Month is an annual celebration of the contributions of women in American history, culture, and society. The event grew out of Women's History Week celebrations during the 70s, which were organized to correspond with International Women's Day on March 8th. But in 1987, Congress passed a law designating March as Women's History Month. And whereas this year's theme is moving forward together, women educating and inspiring generations, it is a commitment to the goals of education, empowerment, equality, and inclusion. This timely theme honors women in every community who have devoted their lives and talents to education, mentorship, and leadership. And whereas Dr. Velma Scattleberry White has upheld a commitment to professional excellence and mentorship throughout her career, in 1989, Dr. Scattleberry White became the nation's first female organ transplant surgeon. She has since performed more than 2,000 kidney and liver transplants. She has held various roles in the medical field, including professor of surgery at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, assistant dean of community education at the University of South Alabama Gulf Coast Regional Transplant Center, and served as director of outpatient clinics and associate director of the kidney transplant program at Christiana Care in Newark, Delaware, from 2008 until her retirement in 2020. And whereas Dr. Scattleberry White's renown for her innovative surgical techniques is equaled only by her unwavering dedication to education, mentorship, health advocacy, and community service. She has been named to both Best Doctors in America and Top Doctors in America, those lists multiple times. And whereas Chief Medical Officer and co-founder of the Delaware Health Equity Coalition, located in Wilmington, Delaware, Dr. Scattleberry White remains active in the medical field. The coalition not only provides healthcare services to residents, but also offers diverse medical professionals an opportunity to gain hands-on experience. Dr. Scattleberry White's career goal was to pave the way for at least 10 black women to become transplant surgeons, and there are 13 black women transplant surgeons nationwide. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Wilmington that Wilmington City Council is pleased to recognize March as Women's History Month as we pay homage to the women who have shaped our world. We would like to give special appreciation to Dr. Velma Scattleberry White for her leadership, her service to the community, and her dedication to empowering countless women to move forward together.
Thank you so much for this honor. It's kind of unexpected, but I appreciate the honor and the privilege of being here, and I thank you for allowing me to be recognized here in Delaware. Certainly it's been a journey for me, but I've been in Delaware since 2002, retired from Christiana Care. Thought I was going into a lovely retirement, but then took on the project of establishing and founding the Delaware Health Equity Coalition, along with Dr. Teal and Dr. Coker and Felicia Stallings. And our goal is really to make an impact on the disparities in healthcare, especially within the 19801 and 19802 zip code. So We have been in practice now for 2 years and over 1,000 patients. So we hope that we will continue to provide compassionate, comprehensive care to our underserved residents here in Wilmington, as well as everyone is welcome. Thank you so much.
Hold on.
Councilmember Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to thank Dr. Velma White. I am a patient of Delaware Health Equity Coalition. When they first started, I became a patient. They came on the talk show. I referred a lot of people, as many people as possible, and everybody's very happy with your services. So kudos to you. This is overdue and well deserved for a minority to be in the field of transplants. And when you said it on the show, I was just really overwhelmed and was calling people, talking about I met a black transplant, a lady that does transplants, and congratulations, well deserved. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Owens, followed by Councilwoman Harlee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dr. Scanterbury, congratulations so much. You have accomplished so much. You've been an inspiration to so many people. I know I enjoy our weekly calls Wednesday morning, talking about health disparities here in the city of Wilmington and how we can work together. And one thing I just want to say and highlight, y'all have been on the ground in the city of Wilmington in areas where traditional healthcare industry will not go. And you're meeting the people where they're at. Y'all stepped up tremendously during the COVID-19 pandemic. And again, that had a huge impact on our community. So I just want to say from me, thank you for all the work that you're doing, Dr. Coker's doing, and the entire team, Dr. Till as well too, but the entire team, all you're doing, keep inspiring people to become doctors and following your footsteps.
Thank you, Councilwoman Harlee.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, I want to thank Councilmember McCoy for presenting this recognition. And I want to also just piggyback a little bit off from my other council colleagues in terms of just wanting to congratulate her for all the outstanding honors, and especially being the first in the United States, the first Black woman transplant surgeon in the United States. That's really huge, with it being Women's History Month. I also wanted to just mention that she also was awarded the Woman of Spirit Award for inspiring others, and the Gift of Life Award. So the awards are numerous, and you are definitely worthy of double honor. So again, congratulations. And it could not have been presented during a better month than Women's History Month. And again, congratulations, and thank you, Council Member McCoy, for this recognition today. That's all I have, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. And Dr. Scatterby, I would also want to just thank you for just coming. I know it was late notice, but ever since the first time I've heard your story, I've always wanted you to, I always wanted to honor you here in City Council. And Dr. Kendra mentioned to me earlier, who could we bring? And you were the first and only name that came to mind. So I do thank you for making your schedule and making it happen for us. And you're such an inspiration, like Councilmember Owens was saying, that you and your team are still doing great work. So we just, on behalf of not only City Council, but on behalf of the whole city of Wilmington, we just want to thank you for everything that you've done and that you are doing right now, and that I know that you're going to continue to do. Thank you so much. Yes, I knew this was coming.
No. I also, our purpose also, besides education and healthcare, is advocacy and training the next generation of workforce development. And so we encourage those who are in training, whether you want to be a doctor or whether you want to be an X-ray technician or a PA, our goal is to be able to encourage you have you come through our clinic, if we can inspire you in any way, be mentors for you, because we need to prepare the next generation to be able to have that cultural sensitivity to take care of our citizens.
All right, thank you. Then as far as other resolutions of recognition coming from Councilwoman Bracy. Thank you.
Could the team from First Descent come up, please? Is that y'all can come? Team members?
Yes, whoever is here to support, you're welcome to come forward.
So as many of you know, I work with a lot of small businesses and I support small businesses throughout our city, and wanted to recognize their 10th anniversary. You know, being in business, sorry. Being in business is not easy, and to make it 10 years is an accomplishment. So wanted to celebrate their accomplishment from growing from a small firm of 2, a husband and wife, to now over 20 team members that are right downtown on Market Street. Sponsor, Councilmember Letitia Bracy. Whereas it is a sense of City Council to honor individuals and organizations that have demonstrated outstanding achievement and deserving of recognition and acknowledgement, Councilmember Letitia Bracy recognizes First Ascent Design on their 10th anniversary. And whereas what began in 2015 as a small freelance operation by co-founders John and Pauline Himmicks has grown into a powerhouse team of more than 20 digital marketing specialists. First Ascent Design is an innovative design company based in Wilmington, Delaware. The company offers branding and website services that help businesses develop marketing strategies that fit their customer bases. And whereas over the last decade, First Ascent Design has built a reputation in Delaware and beyond for digital marketing, communication strategies, messaging, branding, identity design, content development, copywriting, as well as web and graphic design. True to its name, First Ascent has assisted numerous companies in breaking new ground and forging unique paths. And whereas First Ascent has accumulated an impressive portfolio of clients, including the University of Delaware, Vermont Law and Graduate School, University of Maryland, the Queen, and Goodwill of Delaware counties. They also have amassed a range of awards, including the Web Excellence Award, AVA Digital Award, Communicator Award, and a feature in the Technicali Delaware Design Development Firm of the Year. First Ascent Design has set the standard in digital marketing design, and the world has taken notice. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Wilmington that this council is pleased to recognize and celebrate First Ascent Design on a successful 10 years. We commend John and Pauline, along with their outstanding team, on their many positive contributions to the Wilmington entrepreneurial community. Job well done.
Thank you, Councilmember Tish Bracy, for the fantastic honor. Thank you, everyone, for welcoming us here. And I've said many, many times that I could not have built this, we could not have built this anywhere except Wilmington, Delaware. Wilmington is my city. I grew up in New Jersey, don't hold it against me. I've been here long enough that Delaware is my state, Wilmington is my city, and I firmly, firmly believe that I could not have built this anywhere else. Please continue supporting entrepreneurs in your city and around so that we may have even more 10-year anniversaries. Thank you.
Would also like to recognize Councilwoman Cabrera. She would like to recognize the International WeLoveU Foundation. Councilwoman Harlee would like to recognize Elder Essie Lee Alderman. Councilman Spadola would like to recognize the Lafayette Lodge number 14 on their 200th anniversary. And then in the way of sympathy resolutions from Councilwoman Oliver, sympathy resolutions for Thomas O. Harrison and Terri and Bruton. At this time, we will move to public comment. Mr. Tony Dunn. Thank you for joining us.
Tony Dunn, 2500 Civic Association President. I want to first thank those city council persons that had town hall meetings. It was very helpful, especially with DP&L. They did send out notices that we would not be cut off during these cold months. I believe that came from the town hall meeting. So I want to thank City Council for that. I also want to bring to the attention of those who may be listening that I also represent family of incarcerated inmates. And we have made a president pardon form. And anybody is welcome to it. Reach out to the 2500 Civic Association. You can get the form, very easy to fill out, for inmates that we believe been incarcerated too long. I also want City Council to look at the abuse of our mental and physical signs for people who have handicap problems. I believe they're being abused in our city, people who really doesn't need them, and I believe the city needs to look at that, especially in the 2nd District. And also, our streets are being tore up by contractors doing plumbing or pipes, whatever it is. They're tearing up our city. They're tearing up the 1st District. They're tearing up the 2nd District. Everywhere I go in the city, seems like we having potholes, tearing up cars. That needs to be addressed as well.
Please mute. I'm sorry, Mr. Dunn. Going to ask everyone to please mute your microphones. Okay, thank you.
Get a little more time for that.
There you go.
But you know, these are some of the issues that I believe the members of City Council, being so busy, are overlooking. I've reached out to 311 several times to ask them to fill these potholes. It's tearing up cars, and right now is not a time for us to be getting our cars tore up, knowing what we're getting ready to go through with this presidency. So we need everybody in our communities surrounding Wilmington to participate, come out to these meetings, find out what's going on in these committees. These committees are very helpful. I'm learning a lot from them. And I thank City Council for having them, and continue the work that you're doing, and you won't see me in your face. Thank you.
Thank you. And I don't believe we have anyone virtually. Is that correct? WITN? Okay, thank you. So now we will move to legislative business. Councilman Johnson.
Good evening, Mr. President. At this time, I move that council dissolve into a committee of the whole for the purposes of holding a public hearing.
Is there a second? Thank you. It's been moved and second that council dissolve into a committee of the whole for the purpose of holding a public hearing. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Going to ask the clerk to please read the affidavit of publication.
Affidavit of Publication, State of Delaware, County of Newcastle. The Wilmington News Journal is a daily newspaper of general circulation printed and published in the state of Delaware, that the publication, a copy of which is attached hereto, was published in the said newspaper in the issued date February 18th, 2025. For the ordinance number 25-003, an ordinance to rezone a portion of the parcel of land located at 1600 West 8th Street from a zoning classification of R3, one-family row houses, to a zoning classification of R5A1, low medium density apartment houses. This is sworn to and subscribed before on February 18th, 2025 by the notary Keegan Jordan.
Mr. President, I move that the affidavit of publication be made part of the record.
Second.
It's been moved and second that the affidavit of publication be made a part of the record. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Clerk, please read the Planning Commission report.
January 22nd, 2025. Dear Ms. Granardo, attached for the City Council's consideration is City Planning Commission Resolution 1-25, along with the related Department of Land Use and Planning reports. At their January 21st, 2025 meeting, the Planning Commission
At
voted...
this time, Mr. President, I move that the Planning Commission report be made part of the record.
Second.
It's been moved and second that the Planning Commission report be made a part of the record. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. At this time, we're going to ask for the representative from the Planning Department to introduce yourself and come forward with your report.
Thank you. Good evening. I am Gwyneth Kaminsky with the Department of Land Use and Planning. This request from St. Francis Hospital, Inc. involves the rezoning of the portion of their property located at 1600 West 8th Street. The tax parcel in question is non-contiguous, which basically means it is situated on two adjacent blocks separated by North DuPont Street. The parcel is also split zoned with R3 on one block and C2 on the other. The R3 portion of the parcel is the subject of the rezoning and is situated within the block bounded by West 6th, West 7th, North Scott, and North DuPont Streets. This site is developed with a two-story parking garage owned by the hospital, which will remain in place. Uses on the remaining parcels within this block include single-family row homes, which face Scott Street, and semi-detached homes facing West 6th Street, and they will be unaffected by the rezoning. The remaining portion of the parcel is on the east side of DuPont Street and is occupied by St. Francis Hospital. It is zone C2 and is also unaffected by the rezoning. The applicant is requesting R5A1 low medium density apartment house zoning for the parking garage site because it would allow the development of a 57 unit affordable senior housing facility to be known as the Vistas at St. Francis. This is a much needed resource for the neighborhood. The proposed R5A1 district is designed primarily to permit low to medium density apartment developments contiguous with one-family districts and includes other residential and residentially compatible institutional uses. R5A1 districts serve to buffer one-family neighborhoods from more intensive residential and certain commercial uses. The R5A1 district also permits uses similar to the existing R3 district, including one-family detached and semi-detached homes, row homes, and apartments, which makes it compatible with the surrounding R3 neighborhood. The density permitted in this district is controlled by the floor area ratio of 2 and a height limitation of 5 stories. Because zoning must be consistent with the comprehensive development plan, the city's plan entitled Wilmington 2028, a comprehensive plan for our cities and communities, was consulted. This plan includes the West Side Future Land Use Map, which currently recommends medium density residential land use for the rezoning area. This land use category allows for semi-detached units and row homes up to 3 stories and apartment buildings up to 5 stories, all of which is compatible with the proposed R5A1 zoning. Therefore, no plan amendments are necessary to proceed with the rezoning action. Alternatives to the proposed R5A1 zoning were considered by staff for the proposed housing site, but there are other zones that permit apartments such as C2 secondary business centers and medium and high density apartment districts R5B and R5C allow excessive heights of 15 stories or more and increased densities which were inappropriate for the neighborhood. The R5A1 is considered an appropriate zone for the site in question, and this rezoning action is not expected to have any negative impacts on the surrounding neighborhood. To summarize, the existing parking garage on the rezoning site is currently permitted matter of right and will remain a permitted use under the proposed R5A1 zoning. The proposed housing development will be built above the garage. The proposed rezoning is consistent with the comprehensive plan. While this rezoning to R5A1 will result in a permitted increase in height from 3 to 5 stories, the density would be limited by the floor area ratio of 2. The rezoning is consistent with other R5A1 zoning districts currently located diagonally across from the rezoning site, which is developed now with low-density apartment buildings. The senior housing development will be a matter of right use under the proposed R5A1 zoning. The development proposal addresses the lack of affordable senior housing in the West Side neighborhood. Further, R5A1 creates a logical transition between the higher intensity hospital use to the east and lower density housing to the west, north, and south of the site. And it's important to note that all future development on the R5A1 portion of the property will be required to conform to the zoning regulations for that district once the rezoning is complete. In summary, St. Francis Hospital, Inc. has proposed that a portion of their property located at 1600 West 8th Street, currently zoned R3, be rezoned to R5A in order to allow the development of an affordable senior housing facility known as the Vistas at St. Francis. The existing R3 zoning does not permit the proposed apartment development, but the proposed R5A zoning does. The Planning Commission at their January 21st meeting following a public hearing recommended the approval of the requested rezoning proposal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. At this time, I move that council return to the regular order of business.
Not yet, Councilman Johnson. Are there any questions from council members? Are there any questions from anyone in the public? Does anyone want to speak for or against? WITN, is there anyone virtually? Okay, thank you. Councilman
And at
Johnson?
this time, Mr. President, I move that council return to the regular order of business.
Second.
It's been moved and second that council return to the regular order of business. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Clerk, please read the committee report.
February 13th, 2025, President and members of Council. Ladies and gentlemen, we, your Community Development and Urban Planning Committee, met by anchor location and remote participation, to who was referred ordinance number 25-003, entitled An Ordinance to Rezone a Portion of the Parcel of Land located at 1600 West 8th Street from a zoning classification of R3, one-family row houses, to a zoning classification of R5A1, low-medium density apartment houses. Have given this ordinance careful study and recommend council vote on it accordingly. Respectfully submitted, those members of the Community Development and Urban Planning Committee. Those members present: Councilwoman Darby, Councilman Field, Councilman Hackett, Councilman Owens, Councilwoman Willauer, President Congo, absent with leave, Councilwoman Cabrera, and Councilwoman McCoy.
At this time, I move the committee report be received, recorded, and filed.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the findings be made a part of the record. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Clerk, are there any findings?
Yes. Honorable Ernest Trippi Congo, President of Council, honorable members of Council, March 5th, 2025. Enclosed, please find a copy of the findings prepared in connection with City Council's scheduled public hearing on March 6th, 2025, regarding the above referenced zoning ordinance. The findings supplement the record of City Planning Commission and its report, as well as a record of the council's public hearing. The law department advises their inclusion in the record as a means of complying with Delaware court decisions that involve zoning ordinances of county governments, but the principles of which apply to Wilmington as well. In this instance, the findings support the provisions of the ordinance. The findings and the ordinance reflect the recommendations approved by the Planning Commission and its regular meeting following its public hearing on January 21st, 2025. At that meeting, the Planning Commission approved its Resolution 1-25, which recommended the rezoning proposed in the ordinance. The enclosed findings support those recommendations. Should you have any questions, do not hesitate. City Council makes the following findings regarding the rezoning of portion of the parcel of land that is subject to Ordinance 25-003.
At this time, I move the findings be made part of the records.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded the findings be made a part of the record. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, at this time, Mr. President, I present an ordinance for third and final reading.
Ordinance 25-003, agenda number 0009, an ordinance to rezone a portion of the parcel of land located at 1600 West 8th Street from a zoning classification of R3, one-family row houses, to a zoning classification of R5A1, low-medium density apartment houses.
Second.
Okay. And at this time, I move motion for the ordinance to be presented to the floor.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and called for a yea nay vote. On the question.
Mr. President, this is a long time coming, and I say this is a not only for the 7th district, but a win for the city. A lot of residents ask us continuously in this housing crisis what we're doing in terms of housing, and what we're trying to do to build market or below market and affordable housing. Well, this is a over 50 unit affordable housing unit. And I'm so glad to see this project happen. Special hats off to West Side, Paul Calistro and Sarah Lester. I remember probably about 3 years ago, they put this bug in my ear about this project and showing the sketches. And since then, they have done exactly what every developer in the city should be doing. We've had community meetings, multiple community meetings. They've gone door to door. We've polled the community. We've actually even made changes. Ended up at R5A1 zoning instead of a previous zoning we were going to use because of the feedback of the community. So this really has been a masterclass on how developers should be working with the community, taking into account everything. They even allowed the community to meet with architects in St. Francis. So I think it's just really, really great. St. Francis and their team have been great in engaging with the community. I know many of my colleagues, both current colleague, Christian Willauer, as well as Brigida Fields. They've been engaged in this process. This really is a big win for the city. So I hope as we look to build more affordable housing, we use how this project was done as a model for how affordable housing should be done in the city, and how to be flexible with zoning so that we can get projects, get shovels in the dirt, and get people in great, suitable housing. So I hope everyone is supportive for this ordinance and other projects like this as we move forward.
Councilmember McCoy, followed by Councilmember Hackett.
Thank you. I'd just like to echo what Councilman Johnson stated. I did too also attend the meeting. I think that they were pretty much halfway through the meetings, and with the meeting of the residents in the area, and also leadership who's actually been pushing, moving this project forward. But the fact that I do see changes in the zoning classification, meaning that they actually listen to the people who live closest to where the space is going to be, is really surprising. And I'm glad that they actually made certain that they took those thoughts into consideration as they were trying to get this done. I look forward to seeing a place that is affordable for seniors here within the city. I'm really surprised at how innovative this ideal is of putting apartments on top of this parking garage. Yeah. So I definitely want to make certain that everyone knows I support this.
Thank you. Councilmember Hackett, followed by Councilmember Bracy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say thank you to Councilman Johnson for bringing it to light. This is a wonderful project. Anytime we get an opportunity to work with seniors with new, better, affordable housing, I mean, it's a no-brainer. So thank you for bringing this. I co-sponsor this, and I will continue to sponsor anything that's going to help our seniors live better in the city of Wilmington.
Councilmember Bracy, followed by Councilmember Harlee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to echo the sentiments on this one here, this project. I remember when they first started having the community meetings, and it was definitely an all hands on deck approach to explaining what they were trying to do, what the idea was to build affordable housing, and to all of those that have been involved with this, from the West Side Grows and Weston Neighborhood House to all of the other community partners that worked to make this possible. So I support it as well, and I'm looking forward to more innovative projects like this where we could find ways to build affordable housing and also serve our seniors. And I would like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Thank you. Councilmember Harlee.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Councilmember Johnson for spearheading the legislation and getting this over the fence. And I'm also excited for your district as it relates to more affordable housing, and especially for our seniors, because I don't want to be the only district that's developing affordable housing. And so I'm excited about it. And even though it's in your district, I still would like to be added as a co-sponsor, because I look at our city collectively, not just district by district, but when we're talking about housing, affordable housing, and for our seniors, it's not for that, just for that district, even though we are supporting and making sure it's happening in our district, but it really serves the entire city of Wilmington. So again, congratulations, and I would like to be added as a co-sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Willauer.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, Council President. I wanted to say thank you to Councilman Johnson for shepherding this through the planning process, and also to Cornerstone West CDC and St. Francis Hospital for spearheading this project. We all know how important housing is for everybody, but especially our seniors deserve safe and affordable homes. So I just, I know that there's a need out there. I know there's a need in the community where you're building this. I know seniors who, you know, are looking for this kind of housing, and I just really appreciate that you're doing all the work that you're doing to meet this need. And I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm not going. I'd like to echo everything that all my colleagues have stated. I spoke to Paul and Ms. Lester a while ago. Myself and McCoy worked over with Paul years ago, and this has been his vision. And I'd just like to be added as co-sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Owens.
Yes. Again, I just want to say this is the first piece of legislation to deal with housing that I'm going to get to vote on, and I'm super excited that it's a project that it has had so much community input, support, grassroots organizing. And again, I just want to say I hope that other projects go this way. I got to see the project before I was on council, what they were doing in the community. This is how it should be done. This is what our focus should be on. And hopefully this can be replicated in other districts. And lastly, I just want to say thank you to Councilman Johnson for bringing this forth. It cannot be added as a co-sponsor. Housing is a human right, and I'm excited to vote for this.
Thank you. Councilmember McCoy.
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask to be added as a co-sponsor.
All right, thank you. I would also like to thank everyone involved and like to be added as a co-sponsor. And if no other questions or concerns from council members, I will return to the sponsor.
First off, this is not just a big again, not a big, just a big win for the West Side. It's a big win for the whole city. This serves as a model, and I appreciate the support of everyone. Like I said, Councilmember McCoy, I forgot you were at some of the meetings as well. We all worked as a team. This is not just me. We're on a team moving the city forward. So, Councilmember Bracy, Councilmember Hackett, all the at-larges have been great in this process. So I don't know why all projects don't do this, from the big-time developers to the small developers. Maybe people just didn't know how to do this, how to engage the community, but this is what should be happening, whether it's a large-scale project or small. The community should be engaged so that there's a benefit to community and they have an idea of how to shape the project. So hats off to everyone. I appreciate the co-sponsors, and this is just a start, and the Council 109, we look forward to having many more projects like this throughout the city. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens,
Yes, based on the community support.
Councilwoman Oliver,
Yes, I agree with the findings based on the community support.
Councilwoman Harlee, Councilwoman Harlee, Councilwoman WeLoveU,
Yes, I agree with the findings based on the community support.
Councilwoman McCoy,
Yes, based on the findings.
Councilman Johnson,
Yes, based on the findings and community support.
Councilwoman Bracy,
Yes, based on the findings and community support.
Councilman Hackett,
Yes, based on the findings.
President Congo.
Yes, based on the findings.
8 yeas and 5 absent.
Declared adopted. And next, we're going to go just a little out of order. I'm going to allow Councilmember Oliver to present next.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 25-007, agenda number 0016. Whereas in alignment with the Wilmington City Council 2022 to 2025 strategic plan goal of a transparent and well-represented Wilmington, it is in venerable duty of this council to contribute to the preservation and promulgation of the rich history of the city of Wilmington, including that of this legislative body. And whereas the Wilmington City Council commemorative wall was commissioned under the tenure of Council President Theodore Blunt in 2008,
I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed as adopted as a nay and nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, Mr. President, this resolution designates the Wilmington City Council commemorative wall or any functional equivalent placed elsewhere in the future to be officially named Theodore Blunt Commemorative Wall, which is a testimony of his extraordinary life legacy and valuable contributions of the late Honorable Theodore Ted Blunt.
Councilmember Johnson.
I would like to be added as a co-sponsor.
All right, thank
I think it's everyone here knows the legacy of former council president Ted Blunt, I think this is appropriate, and I appreciate my colleague, Councilmember Oliver, for bringing this to our attention. And you know, this is something that again, his legacy continues to live on. And I think in terms of how to operate as a council president, you know, he really set the standard and the model. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. Councilmember Hackett.
Thank you, President. I would like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Thank you. Councilmember Bracy.
I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor as well.
Thank you. Seeing no other questions, sponsor, any more comments? Councilmember Owens.
Can I be added as a co-sponsor?
Thank you. Councilmember Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate everybody being added as a co-sponsor, and Tracy Owens will be sending out something. We are having something in the lobby for council members and some of his prior council members on March the 21st. And I'm looking forward to really doing this project for the late Honorable Ted Blunt. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And Councilmember Harlee did ask to be excused. Clerk, please call the roll.
1 second. Okay. Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
Councilman Hackett?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
8 yeas and 5 absent.
Mr. President, may I be excused?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I believe that was 7 yeas. I'm sorry. I'm
7, 8.
8.
I have 8.
Who am I missing? Oh, Johnson. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. Thank you. So we'll still have a quorum. Declared adopted. You want to be excused, Councilmember
Yes, sir,
Oliver?
I have some-
Yes,
got
you may be
another point.
excused.
Thank you so much.
At this time, we only have 7 council members present, so we all have to stay. Sorry. Councilmember Owens.
Yes, Mr. President, I have a resolution to present on your behalf.
Resolution 25-008, agenda number 0011. Whereas Senate Bill 43 with Senate Amendment SB 43 with SA2, an act to amend Title 24 of the Delaware Code relating to the Board of Plumbing, Heating, Ventilation, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration Examiners, would preempt municipalities' authorities to set professional standards and licensing
I
requirements.
move that this resolution be received, recorded, and filed, and adopted by a yea-nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, this is a resolution to send down to Dover expressing our opposition to SB 43, which is requiring for only one license for all HVAC for the state of Delaware. We here in the city of Wilmington, we have our own licensing system set up for credentials, and we've actually found that our standards here in the city of Wilmington are at a higher level than what the state is. Again, we have different infrastructure here. We also want to make sure we are protecting our residents, so we are asking Dover not to pass this legislation. Any questions?
All right. Councilmember McCoy.
Thank you. Thank you for explaining it as such, because I didn't get a chance to see this committee meeting, so that does make sense. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, this was just an attempt by, I think, it sounds like when it was first brought to me, it was an attempt by people who are in the industry to go around the system because they haven't been able to pass the tests that Wilmington requires. So they're trying to get the state to kind of supersede us. So there's a lot of opposition from those who are licensed here in Wilmington, and thankfully there have been several state legislators who are taking this on. I want to thank State Rep Tizzy for championing this also. And with that, I will ask for a call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer, sorry?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
Councilman Hackett?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
7 yeas, 6 absent.
Declared adopted. Councilmember Owens.
Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 25-009, agenda number 0012. Whereas House Bill 15, an act to amend Title 14 of the Delaware Code relating to play-based learning in early childhood education would permit early childhood educators in public schools to use and encourage play-based learning in preschool, kindergarten, and grades 1 through 3 in their classrooms and curriculum.
I move that this resolution be received, recorded, and filed and adopted by a yea-nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that this resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yeah, so again, this it permits for early childhood educators to use in public schools to use and encourage play-based learning. And again, this is critical, especially as we try to get more into the education field to support Representative Ray Moore, who is an educator herself, as she's trying to push this through. Again, play-based learning activities include imaginary play, building blocks, sensory play, outdoor exploration, role-playing games, arts and crafts, water play, singing, dancing, dressing up, cooking together, and playing with puzzles. This helps with the development of our children, and I think this is a critical need for that time period in a child's life, especially here in the city of Wilmington, of that 0 to 5 age range.
Thank you. Councilmember Hackett.
I would like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Thank you. See no other comments or concerns. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
Councilman Hackett?
Yes.
Council President Congo?
Yes.
7 yeas and 6 absent.
Declared adopted. Councilman Owens.
Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 25-010, agenda number 0013, whereas the Wilmington City Council 2022 to 2025 strategic plan envisions a safe and secure Wilmington by prioritizing crime prevention and intervention. House Bill 35, an act proposing an amendment to Article 1 of the Delaware Constitution relating to prohibition of the death penalty, prohibits the imposition of the death penalty under Delaware Constitution. And
I move
whereas
that this resolution be received, recorded, and filed and adopted by a yea-nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second the resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, so this is the first leg of a constitutional amendment to prohibit the imposition of the death penalty here in Delaware. Last year, the death penalty was removed as a statute in the Delaware Code. This is just to remove it from our Delaware Constitution.
All right, thank you. Councilmember McCoy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say thank you very much, Councilman Owens, for bringing this to our attention. And this is actually something I did when I first got in office. In June 2017, yep. I actually did another bill opposing House Bill 125 for the reinstatement of the death penalty. And so this is still in the same frame, and I'm just glad that someone else is picking it up. So thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. And I think I did already ask to be a co-sponsor, but just in case.
Thank you. Councilmember Willauer.
Thank you, Council President. Yeah, I also want to thank Councilman Owens for giving us a chance to take a stand as City Council and send this resolution to the Delaware State Legislature. It's a really important issue, and I thank Councilwoman McCoy for your work on this, and everybody for doing our part to end the death penalty in Delaware and hopefully in the United States.
Thank you. Councilmember Johnson.
I would like to be added as a co-sponsor as well. I appreciate Councilmember Owens for making quick impact as town and council. Us championing civil rights and justice reform is not new to council. We need to continue to do it. From bail reform, us chiming in on that years ago to what we're doing now. We got to continue to push the needle forward, especially as other cities peel back justice reform in other states. We got to keep moving ahead.
Councilmember Hackett.
You got me as a co-sponsor.
All right, Councilmember Owens, any final comments?
I just want to say this is the first leg, so I will probably be hopefully bringing this back to y'all in 2 years for the second leg. That's it.
All right, thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Owens,
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson, Councilman Johnson,
He must be muted.
Yes.
Okay.
Councilwoman Bracy,
Yes.
Councilman Hackett,
Yes.
President Congo.
Yes.
7 yeas, 6 absent.
Declared adopted.
Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Jesus.
You got chill.
Resolution 25-011, agenda number 0014. Whereas in accordance with the Wilmington City Council 2022 to 2025 strategic plan, goal of promoting a healthy Wilmington with physical health services to support all residents, House Bill 3, an act to amend Title 11 of the Delaware Code related to breastfeeding, facilitates comprehensive perinatal health care for women in the custody of the Department of Corrections, as well as resources for postnatal, maternal, and infant
I move
health.
that this resolution be received, recorded, and filed, and adopted by a yea/nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, this creates a breastfeeding and lactation program within the DOC, which is the Department of Corrections, to provide lactation support to women in their custody. Among other things, it will also allow women in their custody to be able to collect the breast milk and for that to be later retrieved by a family member or a designee for the toddler, the infant or toddler, again by an approved person.
So right now, this isn't allowed?
No,
No?
currently there's no program for that.
Wow.
So the milk goes to waste.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Councilmember Hackett, I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor. Councilmember Hackett.
I second that, President. I would like to be added as a co-sponsor as well.
All right. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens,
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy,
Yep. Yes.
Councilman Hackett,
Yes.
President Congo.
Yes.
7 yeas, 6 absent.
Declared adopted.
Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 25-012, agenda number 0015. Whereas this Wilmington City Council's 2022 to 2025 strategic plan prioritizes a healthy Wilmington, emphasizing residents' quality of life, well-being, and access to quality health care. And whereas Senate Bill number 5, an act proposing an amendment to Article 1.
I move that this resolution be received, recorded, and filed, and adopted by a yea/nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes. Can I make a quick floor amendment to this? This morning it was updated to Senate Substitute 1 to Senate Bill 5. Do I have to make the motion before I tell more about it? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I make a floor amendment?
Yes, you can make the request for the amendment and then speak to it, and then we'll vote on the amendment.
Yeah, you gotta make it. You gotta say it.
All right, I make a motion to make a floor amendment to this resolution.
Second.
All right, it's been first and second to make a floor amendment on the question.
Yes. So this morning it was actually updated. They introduced Senate Substitute 1 to Senate Bill 5. And the only difference is they just made some clerical revisions to it. But again, it is an individual's to the line that says that the individual has a fundamental right to reproductive freedom relating to an individual pregnancy. Number 2 is the standard of medical judgment is good faith medical judgment. And then number 3 is the healthcare professional is making good faith medical judgment, is treating attending healthcare professional. Those were just the only updates to it.
All right, so we're going to take a vote on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Amendment approved. Now we can go back to the legislation.
Yes. The legislation is, again, the first leg of a amendment to the Delaware Constitution to ensure that every Delawarean is afforded reproductive freedom. We've seen the attacks across the nation on reproductive freedoms. So again, Delaware is taking the next level to codify it in our Constitution.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Hackett.
We're added as a co-sponsor.
All right, thank you. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Sorry. Councilman Owens,
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy,
Yes.
Councilman Hackett,
Yes.
President Congo.
Yes.
7 yeas and 6 absent.
Declared adopted. Councilmember McCoy.
Yes, Mr. President, I have a resolution to present.
Resolution 25-013, agenda number 0017, whereas section 2-369 of the city code requires grants awarded by the mayor, city council, or the city treasurer in the amount of $5,000 or more within a fiscal year to be approved by resolution of city council. And whereas Developing Next Level Achievers, Inc. has previously received $7,999 in community support discretionary funds from various councilpersons in fiscal year 2025.
I move this resolution be received, recorded, and filed and adopted by a yea and nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second the resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by a yea or nay vote on the question.
Yes, thank you so much, City Clerk. I just wanted to make certain that we had gotten to the portion where people see exactly how much contributions or donations we give to some of our nonprofits here within our city, and how they sometimes need a little bit more help than some others may. So this is basically considered housekeeping. This has happened. This is something that took place about 2 terms ago, where we've decided that anything over $4,999 needs to have a resolution for transparency's sake, so that people will know where the funds are going. And so I just wanted to make certain everyone was aware that Developing Next Level Achievers, which is a nonprofit within the 6th District, needed a little bit more help. I wanted to make certain everyone knew that, and so that I can go ahead and send them a grant.
All right, thank you. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens,
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bracy,
Yes.
Councilman Hackett,
Yes.
President Congo.
Yes.
7 yeas and 6 absent.
Declared adopted.
Okay. All right, Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for the first and second reading.
Ordinance 25-005, agenda number 0018, an ordinance to authorize and approve an agreement between the City of Wilmington and Axon Enterprises, Inc. for interview room equipment and related services.
First reading of the ordinance.
An ordinance to authorize and approve an agreement between the City of Wilmington and Axon Enterprise, Inc. for interview room equipment and related services.
Second reading of the ordinance.
Mr. President, I move that be known as the first and second reading of ordinance and refer to the Public Safety Committee.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to the Public Safety Committee. And that does conclude legislation for this evening. Now we will move to petitions and communication. Councilmember Owens.
None tonight.
Councilmember WeLoveU.
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to remind everyone that there is a county-wide reassessment going on. No one should pay property tax on a value that is more than your home is worth. If you think your assessment is too high, you have until March 14th to appeal. You can go on the Newcastle County website where you can find out the value of your property's new assessment and all the information that you need to do an appeal. And also, if you or a family member is interested in learning how to swim, the City of Wilmington's Department of Parks and Recreation is offering free swimming classes at William Hicks Anderson Community Center. Swim lessons are Monday through Thursday at 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30. You can contact Anthony Davis, Aquatics Coordinator, at 302-293-3362 for more information and to sign up. That's all, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilwoman McCoy.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you. I just wanted to remind everyone that Public Safety Committee meeting will be next Monday, March 10th at 5 p.m. here within our committee room. And then also on March 11th, it is the 6th District Town Hall. So I'm hoping that I'm inviting all of my colleagues to come on out to the Town Hall. I'm sure that someone will probably want to get a chance to see you. And that way, you know, we have people who are here for public comment believing that we're not actually working together, and they will see that we truly are trying to. So March 11th at Pulaski School, 1300 Cedar Street, and it starts at 6 p.m. I will have a refreshment. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to have.
All right, thank you. Councilman Johnson.
Just wanted to make an announcement. This is one of the biggest days throughout the state of Delaware. It is the annual Do More 24 Delaware fundraising push. The 24 hours kicked off at 6 p.m. and it goes to 6 p.m. tomorrow. This is the opportunity to help out that nonprofit that is helping work with us in the community, works with City Council and our stakeholders to give food, clothing, other much needed needs. There's hundreds of nonprofits throughout the state. I actually just checked the tally there, about $300,000 raised already. So this is something where we're looking for millions of dollars to serve our community. This is a partnership between Spur Impact Delaware and the United Way. Again, they help out every nonprofit from the Food Bank of Delaware to Humane Society to Boys and Girls Club to every nonprofit throughout the state that you hear us talk about on City Council. They work with us. So please go to domore24delaware.org. I'm a founding board member of Spur Impact that actually started this many years ago, and I'm glad to see what it's become. So please, please help us on council. Even if it's $10, if you can donate, this is very helpful to everyone throughout. And just on the west side, we do have a Southwest Civic Association meeting next Wednesday, the 12th at 6 p.m. at Woodlawn Library. There was a great showing at our civic meeting for Union Park Garden last night. So please, again, continue to engage us on council, continue to support organizations such as Councilwoman McCoy at her town hall. We are out here in the community and making things happen. And those of you who do know me, I just had a recent surgery. I'm still accessible on email, virtually, however you need to meet while I'm on the mend. Take care, everyone.
Councilmember Bracy.
Nothing tonight.
Councilmember Hackett.
Nothing tonight.
All right, give me 1 second, please. And Councilmember Owens, did you want to make an announcement?
Yeah, just real quick. I wanted to flag for everyone again that we have a health, environmental, aging, and disabilities committee on March 19th, starting at 5 p.m. And we're going to be hearing about some of the concerns from seniors in some of the high-rise buildings throughout the city of Wilmington. So please feel free to reach out to your seniors in the high-rises in your districts and invite them out to the meeting.
All right, thank you. Again, I want to thank you, Councilman Owens, for having this meeting and reminding us all of it. It is an extremely important meeting. So we definitely want to encourage all seniors who live in high rises throughout our city, their family members, their friends, those who may be able to share experiences with us, to come down to that committee meeting. And again, that is on March the 19th at 5 p.m. right here. It's going to be in this room, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So, and if you need transportation, please contact Councilmember Owens, and he will coordinate that with you, because we really want a great turnout. We just want to hear your experiences from living in the high rises, good and bad. Just want to give a shout out to our interns. All right.
Hold it down.
I see you two are the soldiers. A few of them got up and left, but y'all stay right here with us, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate all the work that you are doing with us on the 9th floor. As always, if we can be of any assistance, please just give us a call at 302-576-2140. Many of us still have scholarship funding available. We have community funds available, so please call us at 302-576-2140. And with that, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.